Hi, everybody. I'm Yasmina of Just Say Yeah, and we are here. We, as in Lynetta Small Whittle and Shawana
Yes.
Himes, we are here to just bring to you another edition of us. We're just
Right.
talking about life. We're talking about things that we all deal with. We're talking
Yeah.
about what it truly means to love me, love life, live healthy. That's what we're talking about. We're realizing through these times, the 2020, we're realizing that everything we do, everything we don't do, everything we say, everything we don't say, everything we think, everything,
Mom.
well, I'll leave it there. It all matters. It all
Yes.
matters. All things are always working together, good and bad, for your good. And so we're here to just talk about different things. Today, we are talking about peace and boundaries. And I'm sure these ladies will agree. Sometimes we don't all agree, although, but we do, but we don't. But that boundaries and peace go hand in hand. You need them both. So I just want both of these ladies to introduce themselves today, just to say, hey, for those who don't know who they are, I'm introducing to you. For those who already know, here they are again. Lynetta, you go first.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lynetta Small Whittle. I am the owner of a Whittle Love Early Education, and I am so excited to be here. So thanks for having me, girls.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Meta.
And Shawana, what about you? Who are you, Miss Lady?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Shawana Hines, and I am a community mental health specialist for Fresno County. And I'm the owner of Precision Line Dancing. You know I love to dance, and I am a proud mother of three.
Proud mother
Ooh.
of three. I like that addition she just threw in there.
Yes.
I'm a proud mother of three. I like that. It's nothing, put it this way, whatever situation you are in, whatever you have on your plate, there's nothing like being grateful about it. And so
Absolutely.
that's important that you pointed that out. So
Yes.
we're going to talk about boundaries and peace and what that means to each and every one of us. First, I'd like to say that peace um, is nothing missing, nothing broken. It's
Mm-hmm.
wholeness in every area. It's being content. It's being okay, where there's nothing warring on warring. Now, listen. It's not about what's warring on the outside. It's
Right.
about what's warring or not warring on the inside. You have
Right.
control of that. So that's peace. Then we have boundaries. Boundaries, that's about setting limitations. The interesting part about that word is the three of us, and I know we can agree about this, we all serve a limitless God, a
Absolutely.
God that you truly can do all things through Him.
Mm-hmm.
However, within that bigness of God, we, in order to truly have that be a part of our life and to live that abundant life that we were intended to live, we must set boundaries with the people, with the things, and in some of our cases, like myself, with what we would choose to do or not to do.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's about. So I'm gonna leave the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and let Lynetta introduce first. So Shawana, tell us. Let's first just talk about. You know what? Okay. What do you guys want to tackle first? Peace or boundaries? Or do you want to just talk about it as a whole?
Let's talk about it as a whole because they do go, they coincide.
That makes perfect sense. I agree with thee. Ha! All right,
So
Shawana,
let's do it.
tell us,
Yes.
what do you have to say and your thoughts on boundaries and peace?
Okay, so this is a topic, everyone, that I love to discuss. And we're talking about peace. I love peace because it's dear to my heart, and I'm a peaceful person. So we talk about that. I understand a lot of people are missing it in their lives, and it's really important that we have it. So for me, I mean, we could talk about as far as freedom, it being like the freedom of disturbance. Because a lot of people, okay, what's peace?
Right.
Basically, you being, in a state of peace is quiet, tranquility, freedom of disturbances in your life, and that could be a variety of things: stress, anxiety, people, right?
People.
Fear.
Yes.
So it could be so many different things. But I think once we find out how to keep our peace, because there's going to always be something that's going to disrupt your peace. Once we find out ways to, be able to deal with that, we need to make sure we protect it. So I love this topic. I'm glad we're talking about it. I believe this will definitely help a lot of people on today.
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree. Lynetta, please
Mhm.
add on, jump on in. I feel like we're like doing double dutch and like jump, jump. Okay, go.
It's my turn.
It's your turn. Go.
I looked up boundary right now, and it said a line that marks the limits of an area.
Ooh, yeah.
So I really had to learn how to grab hold to boundaries and make sure that people wasn't able to like bleed over into me,
Yeah.
and make sure that I was taking care of myself.
Absolutely.
So it's very, very important to have boundaries. It does not mean that you're a mean or evil person.
Right.
Don't let nobody make you feel horrible about setting boundaries and protecting your inner peace.
That is absolutely true. And I'm going to, share from the place of a person who had problems. For so many years, it was hard for me to set boundaries. It was hard for me, especially with those who were close to me, with those in situations that I was in, because I truly wanted to be of help. I truly wanted to show that I'm here for you. So knowing how to set boundaries was really difficult. And I realized, as we all know, my company's Just Say Yeah, which is saying yeah to who you are, saying yeah to who God created you to be, saying, holding your head up unapologetically, and yeah. So, listen, I had to realize that I had to first learn how to say no. And saying no was boundaries. And knowing that I had to say no to people and things and that were close and near and dear to me. And that was very difficult. So I'm saying that to say to you, we're not saying this is an easy task,
Right.
but we're saying this is a necessary task.
Absolutely.
Necessary.
It is.
So ladies, jump in anytime. You can, anything you have to add to that
You know
would
what?
be amazing.
I had to like let that sit in right now.
Okay.
It's like it's a necessary task. Like
Yeah. It is.
we get so caught up into what other people think about us.
Yes.
And that's what damages us the most and hinders us the most in life. So you're absolutely correct, Yasmina. So I do agree with you today.
Makita.
And I would have to say too, to kind of piggyback on that, is that it is so much necessary, because the thing is, we got to understand, if we don't deal with this, it flows over into other areas.
Yes.
Our mental health, for one.
Ooh.
We talk about that a lot. The thing is, if you don't keep that peace, trust me, some other areas in your life are going to be affected.
That's right.
Now what happens? That affects your family. They affect your money. So many different things can be impacted if you don't protect your peace. So, yeah, we have to talk about this today. It's necessary.
It truly is. And with peace and boundaries, it's funny because Chaldre, which is Lynetta's husband, years ago, and of course, yes, since then, I've heard many people say this, but I have to admit, he was the first person that said it to me. And this was years ago. And he said, about, and that was before I learned how to say no. And he had said to me wise words. He said, we have to be careful. And he said that we go out into the world, we give our jobs our very best. Then we come home and give our family the rest. And so if we don't learn how to, and I'm saying that piggybacking off of Shawana, because then what happens is our family gets the rest. And I don't know about you, but when you're drinking a drink, it could be from anywhere. It could be whatever. I don't know. It could be whatever type of drink, juice, whatever. Or let's say a drink that you've mixed your protein in. A drink that you've mixed chia seed or something in, hemp seed.
Yes.
You shake it up. You get to the very bottom of the bottle, and you just have like the remnants.
Yes.
That's the rest. So
yeah, that's good. That's good.
And that's what happens. You get everybody else, because we don't set those boundaries, they get all the good part. All the part that's nice and mixed in. And then what's left for the family? The stuff at the bottom. So you're right, Shawana. It bleeds on over to everybody else. And also, Lynetta, if you can talk to the place of how it bleeds over into, because I like when you said you had to learn how to do that for yourself. So how does that bleed over into us as women, as men and women, if we don't do that?
Right, like just even with when it comes to friendships, and you have someone that's calling you and they're telling you all their horrible nightmares and stories, and you know, their ups, not so much the ups and downs, but we all gonna have our ups and downs.
Yes.
When it's always negative, that can put a strain on you, and it can drain you. And especially if you're the type that's not able to say, okay, so what's the solution? So instead of you complaining, how can we fix this? We're gonna let you complain and get it off the table and get off your chest.
Right.
But how do we fix this at the end? You know, even when it comes to my husband, we can have our arguments, but the first thing he will say is, but how can I make this right?
I love
So
that.
that's why we've been married for 19 years.
I
Yeah, there
love
you go.
that.
That communication
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
key, you know, so
I
that's
love
how
that.
you like push that away. Like everything don't have to be a negative to be a great friend. You
That's
also be a
absolutely
positive friend.
right.
What I live off of is, you know, that positive light and energy.
I love that, and to be a positive friend. So, Shawana, I'm going to ask you this part. So, what do you do with situations where it's people that are near and dear to you? A lot of times, it's easier if it's people we don't really know, but those that are supposedly our friends and family members. And whether it's by family members by choice, family members by blood, and they're not respecting the space or the boundaries that you have set. What do you say to that?
Yeah, for that, of course, I definitely have to come at it from a place of love. Because, I mean, sometimes, let's be transparent here, y'all. I think that's okay. We can do that, right?
Right.
We're going to be transparent
Yes.
here. Sometimes when people really disrespect you in a sense, or, you know, cross the line as far as boundaries, naturally, our flesh, we want to respond a certain way. And sometimes it's not so pretty. Because it's like, now you disrespecting me.
Yeah.
You know, don't you get that? So I want to come at you a certain way, right? It's like,
Right.
come on, don't do it like that, right?
Right.
But, however, I said, instead of me doing that, because, you know, that's BC days, you know, before Christ. I'm going to do it another way, right? So I'm going to come at them in love, because I have to understand, I have to respect me and love me enough first to say
Absolutely.
these boundaries have to be set. I need you to understand that right now, that's bothering my peace. Right now, that's an issue for me. So can
Absolutely.
you please stop doing this or that? Or, you know, maybe I have to break something down for them, because I had so many days to where I didn't have peace in my life. So right now, I want to allow that. So right now, I have to let you know. So I just come from a place of love, Yasmina. Honestly, I let them know, like, listen, I love you, and I love myself enough to talk to you about this, but I'm going to need you to stop that.
You know what? I love hearing Lightning say, that's, you know, I don't want to come at you a certain way. Lightning, all right now. But then, you know, Lightning did say, because that is her, come from a place of love. And that is very important. Well, we're going to go back. We're going to go on to this part of it about how to deal with people in situations maybe that we have been in where that has happened. So we can give some examples of how, although we make it seem like it's easy, it's not. We're not saying it's easy. Once again, we're just saying it's necessary. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Leemore Movers has been moving families and communities for over 40 years, providing outstanding civilian and DoD relocations. Our specialty is providing packing, moving, and storage services for NAS Leemore military members and their families. Call 888-776-3314 and visit LeemoreMovers.com.
With Organic Pastures Raw Milk, you're getting a product that has been meticulously managed from grass to glass. From our pastures to our dairy, creamery, and distribution, we work hard to produce a product that is safe and clean for you.
Got lactose intolerance or dairy allergies? Discover delicious raw milk and discover dairy the way it's supposed to be. We provide tours and would love to see you. Come visit the cows, watch the milking, the cheese being made, and learn all about raw milk. We're just 20 miles south and west of Fresno, California. Call to schedule a tour at 559-846-9732. Pour yourself a glass of crybaby wine available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
Hey everybody, how are you? We are here. We, Shawana, Lynetta, we are here to talk to you about peace and boundaries. And of course, you know who I am, Yasmina of Just Say Yeah. And of course, with every show, every first and third Saturday of the month at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we like to discuss just topics that are near and dear to our heart, and we believe that are near and dear to your heart, things that need to be discussed. And so we just like to share. And so we're talking about right now, we left off with lightning, talking about coming at people with love, not coming at them as the days of BC, which is before Christ, but truly letting them know that, hey, I have some boundaries. So, yes, communication is another word that Lynetta uses quite often when we talk, and I'm glad she does, because it reminds me. It's a great reminder that, first of all, we must communicate. So, Lynetta, can you give us some examples of how we could possibly communicate to somebody if the boundary is needed with a person, that there's limitations? Like, what would you suggest?
You know what I suggest to people when I feel like they're crossing boundaries is therapy, because I'm not always the one with the answer. So instead of hearing the negativity all the time, I'm like, you know what? How about we go to therapy? Let's set an appointment up. Because therapy saved my life, and it saved my marriage. You know,
I love it.
And it also saved my my childhood.
Yes.
If I can say that.
All right.
From issues that you go through, you see my biological father wasn't there. He just came back in my life 18 years. Is it 18 years now? So
okay.
I have to make sure I set boundaries with him where, you stop saying sorry, man. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did the best that you could. But just just putting that line there, like, stop, knock it off. And that's just therapy in here. So he's really listening to that part of it.
Ooh, I love that. And I'm so excited that you highlighted, of course, with communication. Of course, with therapy comes communication. Yes. And the three of thee, we want to express to all of you who are listening that mental health is everything. And getting the help you need, getting that professional help. There are some amazing counselors out there, but don't just pick anybody. Seek out who you need, what you need. We have two beautiful ladies here on the panel. We have Lynetta, we have Shawana. They can absolutely, if you message them, help you, connect you, or guide you to people that are professionals in this area. So, yes. Sometimes you just need that. You need that.
Yes. And I would like to add to that really quick, Yasmina,
yes.
what Lynetta was saying about therapy. That's so good. And people have to understand, don't be afraid to get that help.
That's right.
Don't be afraid of it. You are actually being proactive and actually taking care of your mental health by seeking it out and getting to your peace. So you just have to tell yourself, listen, I'm doing whatever I need to do because I want that peace. And getting that help, that a therapist, a counselor, whatever you need to seek that out, and don't be ashamed of it. There's always a stigma against, counseling or, something's wrong with me or so I'm going to avoid it. No, that's probably one of the best things you can do.
Absolutely.
It absolutely is. And it's truly, we go in the direction of our sight. But of course, our sight is fixed depending on what's going on in our mind, how we're perceiving things, the way we are taking things in. It's our mind's like a filter. But if you have a filter that's not been cleaned, if you have a filter that's clogged up, then, even the oil filter in your car needs to be changed. Otherwise, your car can't run right. So we need to have the counseling, therapists They
Yeah.
help you to get that clarity. They help you to get that focus. They help you to get in front of whatever that issue may be, so that way you truly can hold your head up high and you can truly be okay with setting boundaries. You can truly learn how to be in a place of peace. You know, I have a question for those of you out there. And it's just a question just for you to kind of ponder. My food for thought questions. But are you able to truly just sit quietly, whether it's in your house, in your car, for a drive alone, in the mountains, at the beach, but by yourself, with your phone off, no music, and just sit, just be still in the moment? Are you able to sit with you? Now, I asked that question just for a
Good
place
question.
of assessment, because we all need to take moments every day, every week, every month to assess, to stop and assess.
Yes.
And find, and there is no, oh my gosh, you can't sit by yourself. That's not where the question's coming from. It's just coming from a place of that helps you to understand where you are so you can make the necessary adjustments. So
Yes.
ask yourself these difficult questions so you can seek the help if necessary, so you can find out why can't I sit by myself in perfect peace. So, Shawana, tell me, now you explained to us what you would do coming at a place of love as far as boundaries, but can you share with us an example of something you've had to do?
Oh, and you mean like more so in a situation where my peace was disrupted?
Peace or bad? Well, they go hand in hand, but yes.
Yes. Oh, wow. Good question. I mean, I know I've had so many experiences in my life, but I would have to say there has been a situation to where I've had someone really be, I don't know, I would say spiteful, really spiteful.
Okay.
And so really intentionally just, picking, just always picking in a sense of, I guess we call it antagonizing in a
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
And so that could be, I mean, phone calls and text messages, that type of thing.
Okay.
And so that bothered me. That bothered me that you would continue, and it's like, I'm not responding to you to, rev it up.
Right.
But you kept doing this, right? Yeah. And so I just had to say, okay, listen, I can either go, toe for toe, I could, tit for tat, I can
Yeah.
go back and forth.
Yeah.
But I understood what happened was, because I've done that before, the tit for tat, and it made me even more upset.
Yeah.
It really disrupted my peace. So I had to switch it up a little bit. So with that whole scenario, I said, you know what? First I prayed. I had to pray.
Smart.
The Bible says in my favorite scripture, Isaiah 26:3, thou will keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. And so I said, Lord, I got to pray, because if not, it's going to turn out a lot different, right?
Absolutely.
So I prayed about it. I need to get that peace over myself before I respond, because if I'm not, if I respond too quickly, it's not going to be nice. So I said, okay, let me pray about it. I let that settle in, and I did respond. And if the situation handled itself, that person, whatever happened on their end, whatever God interceded and did, it cleared the situation.
Right.
Now, I was okay, and that whole situation was okay for that time being. There was more, but I just really had to calm myself and said, I'm not going to respond, the way the enemy would want me to, and the way that person wanted me to as well. Absolutely.
Ooh, I like that. So truly, it's in your non-responding, like it's the silence that spoke volumes.
Yes, it did.
It spoke volumes.
Yes.
People, we want you to understand that you don't always have to say something. Most times, we need to understand, as Scripture says, we need to be slow to speak,
Absolutely.
quick to listen, slow to wrath. Now, I'm about, well, we all are about speaking, and what you say. And so there are many times I have to say that over myself. I have to say that, and there are many other ones, but I will say to myself in a situation, because you can seek the Lord, you can pray before, and even if a situation arises where the person's in your face. So you can, God is amazing, and he communes with you even while they're talking.
That's
And
true.
you can say, I'll say what I'll say what I say. I say, okay, Mina, you're slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to wrath. Lord, Okay.
And talk.
I'll take a deep breath. I literally
Right.
will take a deep breath, and I will, as I'm breathing out, I settle in the moment of going,
Right.
what's worth it right now? Is
Yes.
this worth it? The old
Right.
me would want to try to explain myself so that they wouldn't get their feelings hurt, which of
Absolutely.
course
Right.
leads to more talk with them because that's what they wanted anyway.
Right.
So, now mind you, I'm not saying true situations where a person needs you. No, show yourself friendly. That's not what I'm
Right.
saying. I'm saying in situations where it's like, we've talked about this 5 times. You're in the same situation and you really don't want me to help you guide you to somebody or any type of advice, I guess you can say, or just want to talk to move forward. You just want
Right.
to hear yourself say this over and over.
Absolutely.
I don't do that in my life, so I don't need you to do it. You're not dumping on me. I had
Right.
actually, he's a counselor. At the time, he wasn't. He was still going to Fresno State at the time. He's a counselor now, but this was years ago. Matter of fact, I was on my second husband at that time, and that sounded funny. On my second husband.
Right. Right.
What is
right.
that?
Right.
Oh my God! I did not even that. I don't mean it like that,
See
but
the number them, number one.
number two,
Right. Right.
number
There
three,
you go.
knowing that 4 is gonna be man, oh man. So,
Come
but
dig.
he told me back then, he was young. He was like 19 years old. He's a lot younger than me, and he said at the time, he said, "When are you gonna stop being a vending machine?" And I said,
Wow.
I didn't get it at first. And I said, being a vending machine, he said, you allow people to push whatever button they want
Ooh.
to get what they want,
What they
Jeez.
to get what they want.
right.
So I'm sorry, but at least vending machines get some money put in them.
Right. True. True.
Normally, situations where we don't set boundaries, it's a lose-lose situation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Lose,
Yes.
lose. So one day, it took me years later, but I truly am like, no, I'm there no more. I'm not a vending machine. You're not coming up to me and pushing out whatever you want.
Yeah.
I've got to preserve my peace. Lynetta, you've
Yes.
given us
Good.
wonderful tips on communication and things that you've done, but is there a situation? Well, you did give us a situation as well,
Yeah.
but add more. Give us some more.
You know what? Even with my biological dad, and I say biological just so you guys can understand, the dynamics of what I have going on in my life. But even with my biological father, he wasn't there for me when I was a child. He came back when I got married about 21, and 22 he was in my life, then he vanished again. So I'm at the age of 40. He's like, hey, the first thing he said was, go ahead, let it out. And I'm like, let what out? He
Right.
was like, there's no way in the world you should be speaking to me. You should be kind to me. You should be loving to me.
Wow.
I'm able to. I have other siblings, so they were at. They kind of like wait to see how you're gonna respond. Check
Yeah.
your temperature, and I'm like, we have to forget him. We have to release him because in
Yes.
that moment when he was 17, 18, 19, he was having us. He did the best thing he could do.
I love
Yes,
it.
he was selfish.
Gotcha.
Yes, he decided to, to make his own mark in the world and forget about us. But we have to release him. This is not going
Yes.
to age me.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yes.
We were
That's
sitting
right.
on the phone last night. For the past week, he's been saying, go ahead, cuss me out. Because he said, your kindness is killing me.
I bet it
And
is.
that is what I will continue to use.
Heaping
because I'm not
coals.
to act the fool. I
Yes.
have vocabulary, and I'm not going to give you what you want. I would not be
Ooh.
that vending machine.
Mm.
Yes, that's right.
I will
No,
not.
no.
And so I talk to him at least an hour or two a day, and it tears him up. But I'm gonna get you with kindness before I turn anything other than who I truly am.
That's
I'm a really
right.
loving and positive person.
Yes,
Love
you
Yes.
are.
Yes.
you
So
You
are.
know what?
I'm now.
I
I'm
love
still
it.
here.
Netta
Yes.
gets it. Netta
Yes.
gets it. What she said, she talked about a key thing. She said forgiveness. She
Ooh.
is not allowing that anything
Mhm.
to get in the way of her
Mhm.
peace. And
That's
she's
right.
handling that situation. I love that, Netta. She said it for everybody. That's what you do. Do what Netta did, y'all. She's
Yeah.
There it
understanding the whole
is.
concept of forgiving and setting those boundaries. So that's great. And I love that. I
Because I
love
want
it.
that same mercy on my life.
That's
I'm
right.
not perfect, and and I have children. So if I fail them in the areas, I want
That's
them to say,
right.
Mom, you know what? You did the best that you
There
could
it
do
is.
in that time.
Yes.
In that
Yes.
You know, don't curse me. Don't push me to the side.
Man.
I'm
Right.
a human.
Right.
Absolutely
I'm perfect.
right.
I really am human, guys.
Dang
I
it.
love you, Netta. That's perfect. I love it.
That is absolutely correct. You
So
are
I have my
right.
daddy back. So my daddy is my back.
See, there it is. And you know what? That right there is everything. Having your daddy
Yes.
back, and that's the focus and where it needs to be. And that's
Yes,
where
that's
you know
right.
putting your heart and your thoughts and thoughts that try to seep in, casting those down right away, so they don't even have a place to rest. Because that's
Yes.
part of
Right.
you have to guard your heart, you have to
Yes.
guard your mind. You
Yes.
must
Yes.
do that. And whatever it is, no matter how nice it may look, don't
Yes.
let it disturb your peace. If
Yes,
you know
that's right.
that if I do this now, if I say this now, if I act upon this now, it could disturb my peace later. This little no. I'm sorry. You can't disturb
Absolutely.
my peace.
Right.
There's the line. I've drawn the line. You can't step
Yes.
over it. You stay on your
Yeah.
side. I'm gonna stay on my
Yep.
side.
Right.
Yeah.
How about that? So we're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and we're gonna take another little break, and we're gonna be right back.
Highlights, balayage, color, extensions, cuts, pure Brazilian blowouts, treatments. Contact Jordan Myers at Hair by Jordan. Did you know most hair and beauty salons in the Central Valley are not disposing of their chemicals correctly? Partner with us today to become an eco-friendly salon. Visit us online at greenbeautywaste.com. Our phone number is 559-367-7206. And be sure to visit us on Instagram and Facebook at Green Beauty Waste. Carol Co., the Valley's leader for no-cost energy upgrades. Now installing AC motors, Nest thermostats, insulation, and more. COVID-19 safe. Call Carol Co. at 559-396-3939 and visit carolco.net.
Clovis Community College may be free for you to attend. Call 325-5239 or visit cloviscollege.edu for details. We offer general education classes for transfer and short-term training programs.
Termites? Gone. Ants? Gone. Call San Joaquin Pest Control at 291-2200 or visit them online at sanjoaquinpestcontrol.com to take care of your pest problem today.
Accomplish more with Gold Rush Merchant Services, powered through electronic payments. Flat rate payment processing for businesses. Transparent pricing that saves you up to 40% in processing fees. Other payment processors take a percentage of every transaction and add fees. Call Gold Rush Merchant Services CEO Gil Dowling at 559-536-0588.
Hey everybody, how are you? I'm Yasmina of Just Say Yeah, and I'm here with Lynetta and Shawana. And look I'm holding them up. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm here with them talking about what it means to love me, love life, live healthy. And one of the things that's ultra important, that's necessary, is having peace in your life. And one of the ways to have peace is by setting boundaries. Setting boundaries, making a line in the sand and saying, you can't go this far to whomever, and even saying to yourself, you can't go this far. Having peace. But when we left on the break, Lynetta was giving examples, gave an example about how to set boundaries and how to really retain her peace. And that was an awesome testimony that you just said. And it's so very true. On the break, Lightning was talking more about that, which forgiveness plays in that.
Yes.
Now, when you have in order to have peace in your life, there's so many areas and ways where peace is needed. But one of those ways that's necessary is in the area of forgiveness.
Ooh, yes.
It's
Yes.
so difficult at times, yet it's so easy because it's literally something you just have to surrender to. It's something that you just have to decide to do and literally do it. You make the
Yes.
decision, and it's like you turn off a light switch. Well, you turn it off. The light's off. You turn off that switch of unforgiveness and say, I'm just choosing to forgive. And as you move forward in life, as you deal with life, yourself, situations surrounding that person, you just choose to deal with them, see them, talk to them, have the perception of them through the eyes and through the place of forgiveness.
Yes.
Necessary. We know that, Jesus came and died that we may have everlasting life. And he came so that our sins could be forgiven. Let me tell you, me by myself, now he came for all of us for this, okay? This is available to all of us. But me, myself, and I have done enough. I can hand out to all of you my share of stuff I've done that the word says if we don't forgive, he doesn't forgive us. Well, I need my sins forgiven.
That's right.
I really do.
Right.
And even though he knew what I was going to do before I did it, because before the foundations of the world, he knew, he still did what he did. So we must stand from the place of a position of forgiveness. And first and foremost, we must forgive ourselves.
That's right.
There's
Right.
so many things and decisions I've made in my past that I could have very easily stayed in a place of why, stayed in a place of shame, stayed in a place of I can't believe, and let that spirit of heaviness get on me, and let that spirit of that just I could have allowed that. And there were times I did. I had to, and the woe is me spirit. Woe is me.
Yeah.
Woe
Right.
is me. I had to learn how to let that stuff go. Listen,
Yeah.
every day you get up and you take a shower, the night before, take a shower in the morning. Well, you change, you brush your teeth. What are you doing? You're washing off the debris. You're washing off that dirt. You're brushing your teeth because you got to brush your teeth. So you're laying aside that heavy weight.
Yes.
That's what you must do with forgiveness. If you don't actively work on it daily, remember, we're in our flesh. We're 3-part beings, right? So that means even though I'm a spirit, when I wake up, I woke up, but so did my flesh.
Yes.
Dun dun dun. So
That's
those
right.
of you who are holier than thou, your flesh wakes up every day too.
Every day.
Which means we've got to work on that. So what do you say about that, Lynetta, as far as working on that?
When people say that they're Christians, Christianity is Christ-like. We take every other aspect of being a Christian, but we have the hardest time when it comes to forgiveness.
Ooh,
That's Christ-like. That's also included.
That's
Yes,
right.
We were forgiven. He laid his life down for us. That is Christ-like. We have to forgive. When you don't forgive, you take on that individual's weight. So if my dad is 240 pounds, if I didn't forgive him, I would have had 250 pounds on top of my weight already.
Oh, right.
Come on.
Carrying it
Yeah.
and wear myself out mentally
Yes.
and physically. So it's like you have to forgive.
That's right.
That is your guilt.
That's right.
That's your relief. That is your relief.
That's
Yes,
it.
You have to do it.
And so
Yes.
with that forgiveness, Lightning, let me tell you, can you expound on that and how truly being in that place of forgiveness, truly forgiving yourself, truly forgiving others, how does that bring you to peace? So what more about that?
I'm really trying to talk about this without crying, honestly.
Yeah.
Because forgiveness, very dear to my heart. I was in the darkest time of my life, going through as a young mom, a young married mom at the time, and experienced some of the deepest hurts of going through a divorce and It's like this was my life, right? This was
Yeah.
everything that I had. And to have that be torn apart and confused, like, Lord, what's going on? You know? And for that situation to go the way it did, and I'm like, wait a minute, after it, God, how did you allow me to forgive the way that you did?
Yes.
How did you give me the peace about it? I was hurt so deeply, you know? I'm like, what is going on? But it gave me so much power when I finally realized, Shawana, you must forgive.
That's
You
right.
have to forgive. You cannot hold on to this. My flesh wanted to. I'll never forgive. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But when God talked to me and he said, you must forgive. You understand? That sent my son to die on the cross for you. So you mean to tell me you're going to hold on to this?
Ooh.
I said, Lord, I surrender. I surrender. And I'm going to forgive. And the thing is, I don't care how bad you hurt me, I'm still going to forgive
That's
you.
it.
I'm still going to love you, pray for you, and want the best for you in your life.
That's
so
it.
now that gives me peace. And we're talking about not just peace, but true peace, the perfect peace of God. And so when I tell people, if you want to talk about forgiveness, come talk to me. Let's talk about this, because I want to help you take you through it, because it's so crucial and it's necessary, and you can do it.
Right.
Yes, you can, and you are.
And it brings blessings also.
Ooh.
It takes you out of that, because God can't work in darkness.
No, he
Come
cannot.
You have to push that out in order for him to come in, and you're going to be stuck.
That's
and you're
it.
going to be there angry and bitter.
That's
and
it.
Because I'm not going to be with you,
No.
Shawana, if you act
No,
like
right.
True.
That's right.
No.
No.
Let him work. Get out the way, flesh. And let
Get
him
out the way.
There it is. We must, and I want to add about forgiveness and forgiving yourself.
Yes.
Forgiving, I turned 52 this year, and
Yes.
and I say
Yes.
that because that means I had 52 years of, can't count when you're a baby, but you know, of mess, of trying to do things, getting it wrong, trying again, getting it wrong again, hurting
Yes.
hurting people along the way. I can truly say, at least as I look back, I didn't intentionally hurt anyone, because really that is not who I am. But I did hurt people along the way, especially those living in my home, meaning my kids. My first set of kids, who are now 30 and 31, they had the raw, uncut BC before Christ, me. The raw, uncut BC before Christ, me. You see that? So, but with that being said, I didn't have the mind of Christ. So I didn't even know how to begin each day in the right way. I'm just rhyming today. I didn't understand that. And so I did things my way. The movie What's Love Got to Do with It? And the mother says to the girls when they're getting ready to go out, she said, now y'all remember, I'm the only sinner in this house. Now, let me tell you, that used to be one of my sayings, back in the day. Look, you will listen. I do what I do. But
Gotcha.
wow. So, the more I come to, myself, the more I'm learning about Christ, the more I'm learning how to just live in peace and how to set boundaries. Part of what allowed me to do that was forgiving me. Because ladies, those of you who are moms and mothers and grandmothers and sisters and aunties, we've all messed up. It's okay. That's why Jesus came, because we can't get this right on our own.
That's right.
So some of us more than others, it's okay. He already knew. So we have to get to a place where we say, it's okay.
Absolutely.
I'm going to stop the madness from this place here. I'm going to move forward in this process. Not that you won't make mistakes even then, but even having the mindset to know that, no, I can't carry this weight. Like Lynetta was saying. No, that's
Right.
like Lynetta was saying. Lynetta was saying, we can't carry all that extra weight, and you can't carry the weight that you have of your woulda, coulda, shouldas, the weight that you have of going, even if when it comes to marriage, I celebrate Lynetta and her husband, that sounds funny, and Andre, for being married all these years, for weathering the storm, for moving through, navigating through the process of marriage, because that's what it's about. Because For someone like myself, yes, I desire and I will be married again one day.
Come on.
Finally done. Gavel, bam, it, for and done. But I look back at that and say, how could I desire something yet have made so many mistakes with the others? So there was a time in my life where I just lived from the place of, well, Lord, I guess I just deserve unhappiness. I literally thought this. I literally thought that there was like some type of, sands through an hourglass. I literally thought, I guess I've used all my sand in the hourglass. There's no more happiness for me. There's no more, when it comes to business, let me not even try to build the business because I should have did it when I was younger. I feel bad. Let me go ahead and try to, whatever my kids want, the older two, I'm going to give them what they want, especially the middle one. I'm going to do whatever because I live from the place of, oh my gosh, poor thing. If I would have gave her a better example. But look, I had to one day stand up and look at both of them and say, I'm sorry. I apologize. Like you said, and like Lynetta said, both of you, both of you said, with regard to our parents, same we do with our parents, I had to do it with myself. I did the best that I could do at that time. And yes, it fell short, but it is what it is. We survived it. Life goes on. So I had to let it go. Now, here's the subject I want to talk about briefly, really quick. Now, sometimes we may forgive ourselves and the other person doesn't. And what do you do in that case? What do you do when you can't get that other person to understand that I'm sorry? Or first of all, I'm not sorry. I apologize. Don't say you're sorry. Just apologize and do better.
I apologize.
There you go. So what do you do in that situation? Use your words. You see, she's an early education teacher over there. Use your words. But that's so powerful. Use your words. Lynetta, tell us a little bit about that when a person just doesn't understand that, forget, you don't, should we explain ourselves to a person to a point?
No. You shut that door. That's between them and God now.
There it is.
Once you release yourself, you give that back to them. And if
love
you're
it.
saying, no, I don't want to forgive, I'm still mad and angry and bitter, that's your stuff.
All right.
But I'm taking your weight off of me, and I'm dealing with my weight and getting in this gym.
That's
That's how I look at it.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. I love it. I love it. So we just literally have a few minutes left on this show. So, Michael, do we need to go to another break or can we just flow it through?
No, you can go through.
We're going to go through. We're not going on a break. We're going to keep this going.
Mikey.
So, yes, Michael. Michael, we love Michael so much. I wish you guys could see him.
Mwah. Love you,
I
Michael.
wish you could see him, but he's a sweetheart. So we're going to keep it going to the end of this here. Everybody forgive. That's part of peace. Lightning, what would you say to that? What would you add to that?
Yeah, my heart goes out. It's like you would think, because we're in a place now to where we kind of get it, and we know we should forgive, but not everybody's in that place. And so literally these people, they may have told someone else or told you directly, I'm not going to forgive you.
Right.
And that saddens my heart, because it's like, really? You really want to hold on to that?
Yeah.
So I guess for me, I can't stay in a place of constantly thinking in my mind, well, why don't they want to forgive, me, or what, I don't want to play those games. So it's almost like I just have to leave it there, because at the end of the day, God knows, and he knows my heart. So I express to you, I apologize about this. I cannot spend the rest of my life just, every 2 seconds apologizing or explaining this to you.
That's right.
And yet you still act like you're not going to, even forgive me. So I just leave it there and just pray to God. And I just pray for that individual as well to leave it there, because if not, it's just going to continue to bother me even more. So I let it go.
I love it. Let it go. Let it go. Frozen. That
Let it go.
Let me tell you what. That little Disney cartoon is so, that song, it's let it go.
Forever.
Let it go.
Let it go.
We are going to, each of us are going to give you a few tips on how to regain your peace, how to set boundaries. So that way we're not just talking at you. We're going to give you some things and what it means. So I'll go ahead and go first with, here are some things. Setting a boundary. These are examples. When you have a phone call and your phone rings, you have a text, you don't have to answer it. if it's going to disturb your peace, and we know when something's going to disturb your peace. Matter of fact, putting your phone in front of the person's name, don't answer.
Yeah.
So when the phone
Yes.
rings, these
Yes.
are tips, and I'm giving you these tips because it's real. I've done them myself. You put do not answer, because I've done it where I've erased their number. Then when they call, I forget it was them. So I answer and go, oh my gosh. So now I
Yeah.
don't erase their number. I just leave it and put, and you could block, but you do whatever way works for you. I like just putting do not answer in front because then I'm teaching myself self-control on how to just see it and know that I don't have to respond. I don't have to answer your text. And I have a hard time answering texts I want to answer. I'm one of those that 2 days later I realize, oh my gosh, I did.
I didn't
I
respond.
thought I pressed send. So I don't need to be bombarded with ones I don't want. If it's a
Yeah.
phone call, guess what? You don't have to answer it. That's a way to set a boundary and retain your peace. Lynetta, go.
For me, I would say use the word no more
Yes.
often. Just use the word no. Hey, are you able to go out and have coffee? No, not today, because there's things I need to work on. Or you don't even give the
I like it.
explanation, but just no. Thank you for asking. Be polite, guys.
There you
Thank
go.
for asking. So
Yeah.
I would definitely say no. Start using the word no. So the ones that's for you is really going to be there. And they're going to understand. Like, okay,
Ooh, that
somebody's
part.
having a good time.
That part.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that they're for you, that should be in your life. So you'll find out sooner than later.
I like
Yeah.
that part. And you know what?
Shavonda, your
Before,
turn.
Let's
well,
get
no,
right
but
back.
wait, Lightning, before you go on, I wanted to add something about what Lynetta
Yes.
said about those who are for you. Have you noticed that those that are truly for you, they don't really demand your time like that?
Shoulder. Come
That's
on.
true.
That's my point.
That's true.
They
Yes.
don't. They don't demand
That's
you.
true.
And if you tell them no, they don't even get their feelings hurt.
They,
Nope, not at all.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
actually
don't.
can live life not seeing or talking to you every day.
Yes. Yep.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
That's so
just,
true.
That's just a
Yeah.
thought right there. So, Lightning,
Yes.
tell us, give them a tip. So now we've had the tip of you don't have to answer your phone. You don't have to text them back. You can let it go. We have
Yes.
the tip of just learn to say no.
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
you don't have
No.
to answer,
Yes.
don't have to say, just learn to say no. All right, now, Lightning,
Freedom
tell
begins.
us, what tips
Yes.
do you have for us?
Okay, and I have to say this one, but it actually goes along with Lynetta's, and I think it's so important, so I have to add on to it. So being able to say no, we end up taking on so much and committing ourselves,
yeah.
knowing that we should not. So the thing is, if someone asks us to do something, whether you're at home, whether it's a friend, a family member, whether it's your boss, we say automatically yes, or you'll make it work. Basically,
Yeah.
you're gonna move some of your other priorities out the way to make this work. So instead of doing that, we must know that it's okay to say, let me look at my calendar. Can I do it or can I not do it? Not only that, do you want to do it?
Ah!
Honestly, if it may be something you really just don't want to do, I don't feel like going out with you.
That's
I
right.
don't want to go to dinner. I'm sorry. And it's not to be, I don't want to be rude about it, but today is not a good day for me. And I shouldn't have to explain it like that. As
That's
it is,
right.
So I think it's important that we really look at our lives and say, you know what is it that I'm able to do? Or if I want to do it, and then be okay with that. To say, you know what, because if you don't, what's going to happen at the end of the day, it's going to affect your peace. You're going to be upset with yourself. See, I shouldn't have did that. I should have, it's always going to be that place. So just be real with yourself and understand, like you said, if they're for you, or the next said, you know who's for you. You already know. If they get offended, I'm sorry.
That's
But
it.
you got to make sure you keep yourself mentally sane and keep your peace.
Absolutely.
Keeping your peace. That is
Yes.
so important. So we have control of our peace. And remember, yes, we are in 2020.
Yes.
And so much has happened in 2020. We all know. We're living in it right now. And I know a lot has happened. It's hit many people hard. Both Lynetta and Shawana have had loved ones in their lives pass away during this time. So have many of you. That's a place of unrest. We know so many people who have lost jobs, who don't know where their next check is coming from. We know so many people that have had issues with the racial injustice. That affects all of us, whether you
Yes.
understand that or not. Racial
Yes.
injustice affects every
All
single
of us.
person breathing air
It
in one
does.
way or another. We've had
Yeah.
COVID in itself. That has absolutely disrupted this nation. So when you talk about things being helter skelter, and now we're in the times of voting. Now everybody vote. Vote.
Vote.
Okay?
Vote.
Vote.
Go
Vote.
vote.
Understand that. But whatever the result is, have peace. So,
Yes.
but do your part and vote.
Yes.
Part.
So
Yes.
we have to understand that it's, although all that's going on around us, you must make sure that you maintain your peace within you.
Yes.
And one of the ways, and one of the most powerful ways, and we're going to highlight that way, Lynetta started it. No, I'm sorry. Lynetta started it. It's the opposite on this. Okay, wait. Lynetta started it. Lightning added to it. And I'm going to
Yeah.
go ahead and put on that little, we're going to make a diamond here. Look,
Yes.
say no. It's okay. Know that when you say no to things that do not work for you, for people who are not for you, for situations that you should not be in, that you are saying yeah to
Right.
you. And of course, you know, I had to bring that all the way back around. Saying
Yes.
no helps you to say what? Say yeah.
Yes, say yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So that's
Right.
why you must do that. That's truly how you learn to love me, love life, live healthy. I do want to remind you, though, all of you,
Yes.
that this right here, another one's coming, by the way. Volume 2 is on the way. I just got it back from Final Look Editing. She edited that
Yes.
book. Alicia, thank you. So now, Volume 1, one and done. 2's coming out, but 40 days. 40 days to a new you.
Yes.
40 days.
Love it.
Take it one day at a time. And get this on Amazon. Look up Yasmina Johnson,
Yes.
Accountability Journal, and pow,
Yes.
you will see.
Yes.
Dun, da, 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 I'll
Yeah.
be there. And you get your copy today.
it.
So I thank you, Lynetta
Yes.
Small Whittle. I thank you, Shawana Himes. I thank y'all
welcome.
so much for joining me today. This was such a
Yes.
wonderful
Welcome.
time. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait. I have to practice my accent because I'm going to move to Georgia, but that's another story. But we had an amazing time. Remember,
Yes.
everybody, peace, boundaries, it's all up
Yes.
to you. But if
Yes.
you have any takeaway at all, it starts with saying no. And remember, that's how you truly can learn how to
Yes.
say yeah. We'll see you next
Yeah.
time.
We'll see you guys.
First and third Saturday of the month, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll see you. Have a good day.
Bye.